Let's go to crunch today. I got you guys in my steering wheel right now, so I can use both my hands because if you watched my last video where I went to like a Planet Fitness in another city, we're going to go to Crunch Fitness that's in another city. It's going to be in Savannah, Georgia. We're going to drive there. I've been there a couple times. I haven't actually done a review on it. So I'm going to go do like a quick review for you guys to show you what it's like. It's the couple times that I've been there has been very influencer friendly. You'll see people in there with tripods, cameras, filming and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about bringing my tripod with me to film and show you guys like more of the gym compared to when I was in Greenville, North Carolina, and I was like being sneaky, because Planet Fitness is a little bit stricter about filming. What Crunch Fitness offers isn't really going to be different than what Planet Fitness offers. I'm going to say that right off the bat for people who say that, Planet Fitness is different than a gym, more of a gym like Crunch Fitness. The only difference would be if you wanted to do deadlifts that day, then obviously Crunch Fitness would be the place you would go to. I'm not doing deadlifts today though. So all of the exercises, the workouts can be pretty close to what I would do at Planet Fitness. All right. So let's go start driving and we're going to go to Crunch Fitness in Savannah. Woo, we're here. So we're here. We're going to go inside, get a day pass. Their day passes are a lot cheaper than Planet Fitness's. So Planet Fitness day pass is $20 because they want you to like sign up for a membership, obviously. Here it's 10. Okay, so right off the bat, like if you want to try Crunch Fitness, it's cheaper than trying Planet Fitness. Since I'm here, I'm going to just show you guys the power rack. It's so you can do deadlifts on it, you do squats. I might as well use it, right? Since I'm here. I'm gonna do some rows. Remember, guys, this ain't no powerlifting channel. I'm not doing any impressive weight, so don't make fun of me in the comments. But let's do some rows. Start with these. Got 185. What I like to do, something like this, is cheat a little bit. Ideally, you don't want to do that. But when it comes to lifting heavy weight, like a row, not all exercises, like a row, you can a little, maybe for the first set. And then the more you go, you really want to focus on form. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting my body used to the movement. And then, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the weight and focus a little bit more on like slow control instead of just bringing it up and back. So I'm going to change the weight. It's a better picture of the power racks. They got 6 of them that you can use. That's awesome. And they have the bumper plates too. You see I dropped the weight, right? We're not doing 185 anymore. What is this? 160, 165. So the first one was just kind of like me kind of getting ready. And this one is more, okay, so now we're doing a working set. So because I told you guys that a lot of the same stuff that they have here is at Planet Fitness, I'm going to try do the new machines that they have here so you guys can kind of get a taste. They have plate loaded stuff, which if you saw some of my previous videos, Planet Fitness is now added. They added the plate loaded machine. So this is a plate loaded machine. Actually, I prefer this one over a lat food out. I've never used this one before, but I tried it out and you get a much better stretch in the lat, excuse me. And here, I'll show you. So you see how I can really go out and then come down. And that's really nice. And you can even kind of angle out. I wish that the seat went even lower, but it doesn't do that. That's okay though. You can still, what you can do is I pull this all the way back and you can still get a nice deep stretch into it. So I'll show you guys what it looks like with both hands like this. And I like to lean forward a little bit to get more of a stretch. We always want to start off heavy. I start off heavy. You don't have to start off heavy. But it makes the most sense. So that's one of them. I'll do a little 360 so you guys can see other plate loaded machines that they have. So there's the plate loaded lat machine. There's that machine that you guys know is one of my favorites. And then they have shoulders and chest. And then I think, yeah, more back. I don't see any leg hammer strength stuff. There's all the bench presses right there. There's the cables, the pulleys. One of the differences that they have here is these are extremely light. I don't think there's any other gym I've been to where these things feel like they're empty. They're probably hollow inside. But that's awesome because then you don't have to worry about lugging it anywhere. You can just grab onto it and use it. Let's see what weight we're doing. Um, so there is one thing. There's a handle that I really like that Planet Fitness has where it's wide and you can grab onto it out here. They don't have that here, so we're going to use this one instead. Kind of go wide to fit our mid back. I can go ahead here. All right, so you guys know I like lift weights, but if that's not your thing, they do have other stuff here. If you don't find enjoyment in the weightlifting, doing the sets and all that stuff, they have other options here. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. So of course they have cardio, that's typical of a gym, but they also have a hit section over there. I'm gonna kind of walk around, so I'm not just getting everybody in the world in my shot. Yeah, they have a hit section, so more functional training. You see that right there? And they have a stretching zone as well. So they have different stuff. If bodybuilding isn't your thing, if you're not the power lifter kind of person, here's the functional training that they have, the cardio and Stairmaster and things like that. And one thing I forgot to mention, they have these other machines alongside the hamstring machines. So they have these ones that have, the weight stacks, something you would see at Planet Fitness. And back there, they have the group fitness class. So they have a lot of different options here. That's Crunch Fitness. It's a pretty nice gym. And I know they say it's $10 a month, but I know you have to commit to like a year. Whereas I think it's more expensive month to month. If it's month to month, I think it might be $30. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the prices there. But with Planet Fitness's raised prices, if you don't go to another Planet Fitness, they have the white card and it's like $15 a month. But if you have the black card where you can go anywhere, it's $25 a month. So for me, it's like $5 more expensive at Crunch Fitness compared to Planet Fitness. However, with that being said, I don't know if you can go to other Crunch Fitnesses if you have the $30 a month, month to month program. That's something that I should have looked at. But I like this gym. I think it's nice if weightlifting isn't necessarily something that you want to do because they do have things like cardio, group fitness. They do have childcare. Planet Fitness doesn't have that. And it is a reasonable price for all that stuff included. I think a lot of local gyms now that include all this stuff is like $50 a month. So for it to be, you know, $10 or however much, minus the commitment part, it's pretty good deal, I think. How is it different than Planet Fitness? Um, you know, obviously they have free weights, they have barbells. The dumbbells, which I didn't show you guys, the dumbbells go up, I think like 2.5 pounds. So it's like 8.8, 8.5, 10, or 7.5, 10. And then I think at some point at like 50 pounds, they go up by 5 pound weights. Um, and then of course they had more hammer strength machines, and it felt bigger in there, but I've been there in the afternoons and it's a lot more busy. Um, Comparatively, I think it depends on what you like to do. If you like the squat racks, the power racks, you like to do deadlifts and squats, this would be better than going to Planet Fitness. However, if that's not something that you necessarily want to do, Planet Fitness is just as fine. Um, and I'll end this video with a hot take. You don't need free weights to gain muscle, but we'll talk about that more later. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe so that I can keep making more videos like this. And thank you so much for watching.